Okay, so I just bought some Nasdaq contracts. Um, Basically, here's sort of what's going on. So here's the daily, and we had this volatility down, and we get these long bars, and then we come out of it, and you call this a double bottom. I call it a V bottom, but it starts building this shelf here. Normally, when it builds this shelf, it's got many names. Spike and ledge, spike down, cup and handle. Same idea. It shows up a little bit better, so I'll show you a couple other charts here. But you know, here's the spike down. And we've got these wild moves up and down. Then we come up here and we make a significant breakthrough this sort of resistance level here. And then we do trade back through it, but we've just been chopping higher. So again, this is not a great thing. But yesterday when I bought, I thought, okay, it's going to come when I was buying here. So now I've given it this time. Now I'm going to get a little better price. I'm trying to buy in this support area here. This is really yesterday's support area. Um, and again, I don't think we get too much in such a quiet day, such a quiet volume environment. And, if we can get some support in this range here and then break out above this later on, we could get a push. So this is just sort of, it's not the greatest trade, but it's sort of trying to do something in this market. But it's just a statistical thing. Obviously, if we start breaking down here with momentum, we get out, we lose a bunch of money. But the upside here, if we get a little push off, again, anytime it's pushing through, okay, pushes through here, there will be stops here, and then there's already more stops right above it. In other words, you get this push through, and then you get this push through, you can get some momentum going. You can see that sort of thing once you break through a couple of important previous resistance areas. So just trying to get a little bit better price. It's been selling off a bit this morning. It was ended up being actually a weekday yesterday. Lost a little bit of money. Made a little bit on the short side here, but nothing to cover the early morning loss because up near the high, and then um, when it broke here, I didn't get down out till down here, so now we're sort of rebuying at a similar price. But anyway, that's the idea is that quiet market and it just might tick higher. Um, and a quick review of the other positions. So we did end up, so I've got a half position on in coffee now. Now it says I'm flat. Oh no, I'm sorry, I went to a full position, so I got 10. Um, but we look at the coffee chart, and again, longer term pattern. This is a really solid pattern moving back. This false breakout. We spent enough time down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, sort of scare everybody. And this is really the first move out of this little box here, if you can see it, this little range on this little retest here. So it's looking good, but it sort of it's now that like I thought what might happen, it's going to jiggle around a little bit. Now that the market opened, they're sort of trying to push it down a little bit, but I think we've got some legs here. I think this looks like some pretty good momentum coming out of here. Um, at least we're maintaining that level of momentum with each new high, and so it looks pretty good. But it has retraced. If I look at the live chart, this is live. So I was buying up when it had this. This is exactly what I thought would happen. Market opens, it sells off, and but I was too impatient when I saw it moving through here, so I bought some. But I think we're okay. Gonna hang on to this for the moment, and just I would expect today we should be able to stay strong unless there's outside markets that influence it. But yeah, we'll have a little sell off here this morning, and market's not even open. It's not even 9:30 yet, so we may have a little bit more challenges. But I think by the end of the day we'll be all right. So I think we're okay in coffee, um, and yeah, we're looks like we're Nasdaq. We're doing okay in the Nasdaq. Um, Here's real short-term trade. But yeah, we're bouncing here pretty good. Um, and I would expect this, I'm always looking at this rotation too. So we've got this, down, up, down. We're going to return to this sort of more normalized level of volatility. So we got the up and we got the down, and so we're going to flip up a little bit. So I think we can chop a little bit higher here. So we'll see. Try and hang on to this. Gold's just been back and forth. Um, Here says show we're down 5,000 in gold. We got a full size position in that, but it's just I'm okay with that. It's the best trade out there, even though we're a little bit out of the money. But yeah, with the stock market moving up, I think we'll get a little bit of pressure on the bonds as well, which we put a short position in. So we can see the bonds here moving down, at least staying down, so to speak. Um, just look at that real quick. So, we started seeing it coming out of this high and this rejection of these. It's been up a couple days, so it's time to have a couple days. So we saw this rejections up here and it starts moving down. So this is sort of the area where we sort of confirm we're going to look like a downtrend here. I shorted once it sort of broke here. So we're a little bit out of the money. It's come back, but we've got the markets open, so we've got a little bit of support here, but it's not shooting up. So I think we can drip, 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 and then if we break this, we'll have a little bit momentum to the downside. But this again is a little bit trusting and a little bit in that daily rotation where, just like, and also just sort of the opposite of what the stock market's doing. The stock market's up 2 days, down 2 days, up day and a half, down a day and a half, back and forth, back and forth. That's sort of the idea. So the daily, blowing up the daily here real quick. Daily chart. So looking at this green thing. So we got the down, we got the bounce up. So, and it certainly didn't go up as high as this one, obviously, but and we got our bounce up and look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it says the rate of change has been improving for 5 days and we're still haven't really hardly done a bounce. So it appears like it wants to come back down to the bottom of its range and break it. But it's just sort of choppy down here. So, bonds, a little bit funny market. They trade a little different than some of the others, but I think we'll be all right here. So anyways, that's where we stand right now.